Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel where I discuss current topics in the news and politics. And with these Kavanaugh hearings, and it's kind of got lumped into the METOO movement, and it's almost, it's to the point where I think the METOO movement has went off the rails. And one of the questions I've decided, has to be asked and has to be answered. And it brings in a great debate is, do people have a right to be believed? Because from what's happened in the last week there, it happened before that, but the Me Too movement brought about this idea that victim should be believed. And I have a real problem with that. I think it almost sounds good when it comes off the top of your head, but if you think it through, and I think it's it's gotten worse with these Kavanaugh hearings. A lot of people are insistent that the victim must be believed, yet she hasn't even told her story. But and that's very disturbing to me, because when you, in a lot of these instances, it's one thing to say, yeah, you believe that person, but when you do that, you're automatically calling the other person, the accused, a liar. So when you say, yeah, I believe Christine Ford, then you're automatically calling Brett Kavanaugh a liar. And is there something wrong with that? I think if you don't know either one of them, then yeah, there is. I think it sets a very bad precedent. Now, if you're, say you're Christine Ford's mother, or you're her best friend from high school, or neighbor, that's different because you know that person. But just to make a blanket statement that someone's telling the truth, it's a bad deal. And it started, I think, with the Me Too movement, and it's just it's gotten worse and worse. And part of the reason it's so bad is, if you're the accused and you get all this press, whether maybe it's a local thing with a school teacher that was doing something with a student they shouldn't have been doing, or maybe it's the attorney general in your state, or whoever. It could be on different levels, but the media will cover it left and right based on the accusations, and when it's related to violence and sex, it sells. That's why you see it in movies everywhere. But when it's found out the accused, say something goes to court and it's found out the accused is actually innocent, well, that's great, but their life's been destroyed. Their name's been plastered all over the news. How do they get their life back? They don't. The media doesn't cover when they screw up. If you cover 100 hours about how one famous person assaulted another, and then it's found out later that it's not true, Is the media going to spend another 100 or 500 hours trying to restore that person's character? No, they'll spend 5 minutes, and that's about it. And I mean, the person's life was just destroyed because of this thing we call the METOO movement. And I'm glad we're exposing and going after abusers more, but this isn't the way to do it. Is to brand anybody that's been accused as guilty, and then you have them prove their innocence, yet they can't, because it's one person's word against the other in most instances, and that's it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to share my thoughts on the METOO movement and that important question of, should someone be believed when they say they've been a victim? I personally don't. I think they should have a right to be heard, and that's it. Thanks. Bye.